What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden, and Merry Christmas for those of you who are watching the video soon after its release. If you watch it right away, Christmas is in a couple days here, so pretty excited for that. Hope you guys spend some good time with your family and friends, and celebrate Jesus' birth in whatever fashion you choose to do so. So I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and thanks for taking the time, out of the holidays, or kind of whenever you're watching it. Obviously, this is, going to be on the internet for a good while now, but um, thanks for carving out some time for Redemption with Jaden, and as we kind of wrap up, getting to the end of the year here, it's especially great as I kind of just look back on, how far the channel has come in the last year and a half, and it's been a great time, and thank you all for your continued support. This year we hit 100 subscribers. We started live streaming at the beginning of the year. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it, and really looking forward to continuing to bring some content for you guys. And we're going to be doing that through, just bringing some new decks to you guys, and kind of biding our time until GOC comes out. So, if you guys have any suggestions of decks and stuff you want to see in the current meta, I think there are certainly things that I haven't touched on the channel yet, and there are things that people are coming up with every day here. And Tyler just released some state of the game articles or information. I think he released part one this week. And so that, we'll probably have some interesting tidbits and ideas to build off of. So maybe we'll play a little bit with that. But if you guys have any ideas, suggestions, things you want to see, let me know. We'll get those in before GOC comes out, and we've got all this new material and ideas to look at and to bring up. So in the meantime, actually, one more thing before we hop into the deck, I guess. I'll just make a quick announcement about the Lackey Grand Prix that Jay Chambers is hosting. It's kind of like a revived Root thing, where you sign up, you get your pairings, you have 1 week to play a game with that person at some point, and then you report your score before the deadline, and then wash, rinse, repeat for a few weeks. It sounds like Jay is going to be doing 4 rounds of Swiss, and then a top 4 top cut, just based on probably participation. Right now I think there's like 14 people signed up, and it's going to be pretty sweet. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys can still sign up. Hopefully there's still time. If you haven't done that already, I believe he's starting the first pairings on the first of the year, 2022. So, I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and I think he's planning to keep on doing it in the future. So if you missed this one, or can't commit at this point because you don't have Lackey yet, which you should, makes things nice. Um, but if you can't commit yet, maybe in the future there'll be more opportunities to do so, and we can get more and more people involved in playing games online like this. Obviously playing in person is great, it's a lot of fun, but playing online is a nice medium for, I think, reaching out to people not in your play group, and getting some more experience, trying out different decks and concepts, and seeing what other people are playing, because I know, certain types of decks are only present in certain play groups, and playing them with people online just does a great job of mixing all that up. And of course, Renee over there in Germany is always looking for games to play, so hit him up. Anyways, what are we doing today? Well, I guess you probably figured it out by now, but you might be a little bit confused, what's going on here with the Strong Angel and this Postexilic deck. I'm trying out a little bit of something new here. I had, I guess, updated my Postexilic deck from the classic version. I had updated it for rotation, but I only did so by taking out the classic cards and replacing them kind of one for one with rotation legal cards that kind of did the same thing, did similar things. So if you missed it, I guess I recorded a few games, or I guess a couple of games on a live stream that are on the channel from a few months ago. I played them against Justin. It was kind of one of my first few videos, or within the first couple of weeks after I got back after nationals, once I started doing videos again. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen that already, or you can stick around here and see what the updated deck looks like, which is not just updated from classic to rotation, but kind of adjusts for the meta as well, and is also better updated for the reserve access thing. I can't remember if Justin and I used that or not. It wasn't official at that point, but it was still kind of being tested and talked about, and we might have tested it. I don't remember exactly, but now it's official, so we got to do it, and we switched up a few things because of it. So the most obvious thing to talk about first here, I guess, is the Strong Angel. What's he doing in here? And this is kind of a meta call that I was like, I think that people are playing more defense, so pulling off Impartial Judgment, is still really good. But if you don't have as many, I guess if you don't continue to pressure their hand, it's going to be pretty easy for people to recover now if they're playing more defense. So if they have a relatively explosive turn, draw a few more cards, or just happen to draw an enhancement or character that can answer like a banding chain pretty easily, which is kind of like our follow-up to Impartial Judgment, the follow-up play. If they have an answer to those, then this offense can kind of be like a glass cannon. But I'm kind of hoping to now avoid that by adding a few more ways to just kind of continue the pressure, to keep the pressure on. So Strong Angel is in here. He fits in surprisingly well, pretty much just because Jehoshaphat can ban to him, and then he lets me play 6 Bull of Wrath or the third seal after the block. So just toss them at the end of my banning chain, and after they block, then I can play 6 Bull or third seal, and then whatever battle winner they have, hopefully they don't have enough evil cards in hand to to keep their battle winner around. Strong Angel also is great in a ban because he gives you pseudo protection, I guess, from scattered and scattered cheap and cards like that by tossing all enhancements with negated in the special ability, which we're clearly not too concerned about here because we're not really using any battle winners. It's pretty much all about attacking the hand. So we kind of turn the deck into a little less combo-y and a little more just like straight up hand control, as far as like defensive cards. First Sacrifice got in here with rotation. Coming Prince got in reserve recently. It actually works out pretty well because it's another thing that I can play on Strong Angel, just kind of straight up if I have no other options here. If like Strong Angel is the the best hero that I have. I have Coming Prince as kind of a backup for him as a good negate, and then also lets me get First Sacrifice back. It's kind of the big thing. But First Sacrifice or Solomon's Dream, or Triumphal Entry, I guess, if for whatever reason Solomon's Dream isn't the best option. So yeah, I thought that was probably a pretty good card to include. It's another negate, which is always nice in rotation here too. And the way to kind of connect the Strong Angel into the whole Postexilic scope of things is once I get like Zerubbabel, Haggai, Ezra, Joshua, whoever in there, I can follow it up with Eliezer, who made it into the main deck. He kind of swapped with Eliud, who I figured would kind of be a later on play anyway, so having it in my reserve isn't all that bad. And I want Eliezer in here because I want to use the Postexilic guys to ban to him, and then he can ban to an OT human warrior, which could be David, who'd manage Jehoshaphat, could be Joshua to exchange to Jehoshaphat, could just be Jehoshaphat himself, and Jehoshaphat bans to a warrior. Strong Angel is that. So, still, I think a lot of synergy in here. We didn't get too crazy adding the Strong Angel, but got a little bit crazy. To kind of make up for it, I also added Noah. He and Strong Angel kind of replaced like the Tamar and Terra that were in here in the old rotation version, I guess. Um, and so he's another option, I guess, for playing like third seal or sixth bull, especially like with awesome things. If I already have used impartial judgment without awesome things, or if I, just want to do it on turn one, playing like a third seal on turn one seems pretty good too, just to kind of really slow down your opponent. They have to decide, okay, do I want to put the evil cards on top so that I have to, or so that I, redraw them, or do I want to put them on bottom and just kind of roll the dice at, drawing more evil on second turn. So, yeah, just kind of a few alternatives, or just kind of another really strong meek hero that also has the ability to play some of these. What I didn't mention about Six Bowl of Wrath, and I guess will kind of come up as we're going to talk about the defense now, we're pretty much always going to be using the good side, but the evil side actually kind of has some potential use here. I added, so I guess, like, obviously Joshua is in the deck here, and that was something that switched from the old version where, I wanted him to reserve, so it was really easy to get him right away, but now I can't get him until second round, so we'll put him in the main deck, and hopefully we can get to him either on the first or second round, kind of increase our odds a little bit of getting him sooner. And another way of doing that was by adding false leaders, so another false prophet and false peace to go along with it. And I figured that would just kind of be another way to, get Joshua early. It's kind of like a replacement for a Soldier's Prayer, which was really just a way to get out Solomon's Dream, or to recur Solomon's Dream, play it again. And so I thought that would be kind of nice, and especially because, I've got so many territory class enhancements in here that, like, by the end of my turn, I can put down a whole bunch of cards, have like 4 cards in my hand, and then get a whole bunch of value from false leaders, either by recurring false peace, recurring Balaam's prophecy, playing Sorrow of Mary from reserve, which was kind of like something that I was thinking about switching up a little bit. John Hendrix, who I'm playing the game against, John brought up Lost Anointing during our game, and that might be a pretty reasonable option, actually. Might be a better option, but I figure if they use a searchability, then I just play Sorrow Mary to underdeck what they searched for. Like, that seems pretty good, especially if it's, say, Second Coming to search for Son of God from their discard pile. Have false leaders, I get to play Sorrow Mary, underdeck their Son of God, and that buys me a little bit more time, because that's really what this defense is trying to do. You can see I don't have any battle winners in here, aside from in the reserve with Unsuccessful, and potentially Flying Scroll, and Foreign Wives in the reserve as well, to kind of stall a little bit, basically. Kind of wins the battle usually if she's involved. But the rest of it is just purely setting up the offense, and trying to draw some extra cards, trying to stall, just kind of giving my offense a little bit more time. And so I thought that Sorrow of Mary would be kind of nice to get that little extra hand advantage, and kind of hand information. It does kind of work backwards with false leaders, though. Like, you can't keep playing it from the discard pile if you keep taking cards out of their hand, and eventually the hands are at the same number of cards. So I guess that's kind of the same with false peace, though, where you're adding another card to your hand. So No Regard for the Lord is another one that Rob Smith had brought up, and he included in his version of What's the Deal with Teal. So that was it's a cool idea. It was something I considered, but I thought that Sorrow Mary would be kind of fun to just at least try out, give it a shot, and see how it worked out. Which, now, circling all the way back to 6 Bowl of Wrath, as you can see, it's brown, it's territory class. So once we use it on offense, there's potential to play it on false leaders from the discard pile, which you're like, okay, so what? You don't have any evil kings in here. But if you read carefully here, it says you may add an evil human king to battle, so it doesn't have to be your evil human king. So if you run up against a defense that has evil human kings in it, which are a lot of defenses, especially Old Testament ones that people are running these days. You've got Abimelech in the Philistine defense. You've got King Tiglath in Assyrians, and you got Rezin and Gray. Lots of options there for evil human kings. Obviously, kings of Judah, like pretty much all of them. So 6 Bowl of Wrath could be kind of another sneaky little defense play. Usually we don't want them to have too much defense on the table, and I guess this could theoretically be another way to try to clear their defense by having or forcing them to try to deal with it. So kind of a sneaky thing that might come up once in a while. Just kind of a fun little combo. And then Famine also could be used as a blocker. Like if I've got Famine and False Peace in my hand, then I'm probably just going to block with Famine. Maybe I'll get lucky and hit something good off the top of their deck, and then play False Peace and Initiative to set up my offense. If that's the only option, obviously Lying Prophet's going to be better, or maybe Pagan Sailors, but that's just some nice things with those dual alignment cards. If you can find ways to utilize them potentially in other circumstances, then you can really justify the spot. I guess you can be like, all right, well, usually it's going to be this way, but sometimes it could be used on this other side. And I think that's something that you can try to do with any dual alignment cards like this. You don't necessarily have to build all the way around them, but even if it's just like Captive Princes and you're only using purple, but maybe you have maybe you're also using a black defense and you've got Betrayal in there. So maybe once in a while you can block with Captive Princes to play Betrayal if you don't have any other blocking options. So that's just kind of one of the lines of thinking I do when I'm building decks and kind of thinking of what cards I could add. If I did add a little bit more defense, it might be like Reap the Whirlwind or Scattered or something that I'd be able to play on Famine, or DOU, because that was in an earlier version of this deck, and it seems like it's pretty good in rotation right now with everyone tossing all the things that actually win you the battle and it'd be good for these Lost Souls. But that's something that I'll probably be testing out. Another thing I'll probably be testing out is taking out Pagan Sailors and maybe putting in Profane Daughters. Gives me another Evil Prophet for value off of Vain Vision, and for False Peace potential grabbed me Flying Scroll or Unsuccessful from reserve. And the reason that I put Pagan Sailors in here to begin with was really to have a flexible evil character that I could also play as a Persian, so that Haggai would be able to get one of my O2 fortresses from discard pile, because Zerubbabel's Temple was very important to the combo in the classic version, because Joiada, son of Eliashib, required Zerubbabel's Temple to be in play, and so if they got rid of it, then that kind of shut down the whole combo, and sad day. But now with Awesome Things being kind of the way that we're pulling off the Impartial Judgment combo, then we don't necessarily need Zerubbabel's Temple. It's still obviously very good because there's some soul gen potential there, and just get value from grabbing all of our good cards from reserve, especially with Joshua. But it's not essential, and also in the process of moving Joshua into the main deck, I realized that I didn't necessarily need to be running Book of the Covenant and Covenant with Abraham anymore. That I didn't really need Angel of the Winds, and so was able to kind of trim the deck down a little bit there and find some room for false leaders and false beasts and all the other hand control-y nonsense. So yeah, that's where I ended up with the deck here. I hope you guys think it's cool and want to try it out. It'd be kind of fun to see some other people, trying it out this way, and I think it's definitely a fun deck to play, but it's a little bit hard to get used to. So hopefully I do a good job of kind of showcasing my thought process as we're going through the game. I am playing with John and talking to him at the same time, not just through chat, so I'm not always talking about my thinking or kind of lines of play, but with all the hand information here, it is kind of easy to I guess then kind of talk about like what things I was thinking about, or I was like, oh yeah, well I saw that in his hand, so or you can kind of hopefully I was able to kind of keep up with all of that for you guys. So anyways, John, I'll talk about his deck a little bit because it's one that he posted on the boards, called he titled it Grace Like a Flood, which is basically like a Noah Voltron deck almost, whereas he's just attacking with Noah. He's protected from a whole bunch of stuff, and if you do happen to have something that can get rid of him, then he's got Throne of Grace to negate it pretty easily and to maintain his protection with Mary, and it's a pretty sweet deck. So I was excited that he chose to play it on the channel. I actually didn't know that he was going to be playing it until we were, already playing the game. So you'll kind of, I guess I kind of spoiled it for you. So now I'm gonna be the only one in the game who doesn't know what he's playing until I figure it out. But yeah, it's I figured it out relatively quickly, not right away. Anyways, it was a really fun game. I hope you guys enjoy it. Definitely go check out both deck lists down in the description. See what we were both playing, and feel free to offer up suggestions to on my deck, either on Discord, or you can comment on Line of Redemption and maybe I'll see it eventually, or just in the YouTube comments here. And then go over to John's deck list and tell him to run it at 57. Um, so anyways, hope you guys enjoy the game, and we'll see you in there. Let's do it. Feels bad already.
Hey, look, all the souls came out to play.
Oh boy. Means you're gonna get to figure out what's going on right away, though.
I will say, just a heads up before we get into this, I was playing with trying out Grapes of Wrath in here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got the old grapes, obviously new grapes is
Unbelievable.
technically I'm not rotation savvy here.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you told me now. I'll go ahead and find someone else to record with for this week, and
Yeah. If we can't trust our friends, who can we trust?
exactly. All right, let's roll some dice here. I got a 5.
I got a 2.
All right, looks like I think I'm gonna be going first here.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
You have
Um,
songs?
I've got an A star that'll do.
Discard my top card.
Let's discard your top card.
Okay, let's draw it, and it's offering your sign.
Sweet.
That
It's
hurts.
a nice one to get in the discard pile. Doesn't usually
Yeah.
end up there. All right, what you got?
I'm going to use this star, and I'm seeing how many that I want to shuffle in.
Sounds good. Also, just a note: if you were running exiles, could have gotten your offering your son back.
Thanks there, bud. Appreciate it.
Just saying, it's not
Or if I was
not
running,
completely dead.
What is it remiss? What's the one that negates the OT cards in your hand, the star cards?
Oppressed.
Oppressed. Yeah.
Yep.
I was running it last tournament season, so I had that in here.
It's not bad. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there are a lot, or there are definitely fewer star abilities that make a difference on the first turn now, and that's when they're like most important. I think. It's first turn.
Okay. I'm going to shuffle away 3.
Was Moses one of them? I assume. He technically
Yes.
is still revealed. Okay. Ah, I see. He moved it to your deck. That's what I get for having like one line of the log visible.
Oh yeah.
All right. Any more lost souls for me?
No more lost souls, sir.
All right. Let's go ahead and yeah. Let's use this darkness, and I think we'll just get false leaders down right away. And sadly, no exiles.
Mm. Okay, so my souls now.
Yep. Feel free to take a gander.
I guess I will look at your hand.
I guess you could reveal your own hand if you want to, just to like brag. Be like, oh, look
Okay.
what I got.
Oh, you revealed your hand. I was wondering because I switched over here and it was revealed.
Oh, yeah.
So you opened with the dominance too.
Oh, you've got
Nice.
him?
Uh, not to not to spoil it, but yeah, I had a few in my opening hand. Lackey loves to give you souls and dominance early.
Nice. Now I kind of wish I was playing Chad's like first turn massive impartial judgment deck.
Okay, so I'll let you conceal your hand.
Sure. Alrighty, now what? I guess I'll take my turn. Let's go ahead and start off with the Haggai and play delivered. Let's grab that one. Underdeck it to grab that one. Draw 2. Would you like to discard 2 good enhancements? Or a good dominant from hand since you got plenty?
I'm good.
Alright. Hmm. A little bit of an awkward start or well, awkward couple of cards to draw at this point, but
That false leaders is pretty annoying.
it's kind of what I was going for. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and play this Balaam's Prophecy. I'll reveal my top 6. Boy, there's some options there. Um,
Lackey does not love to provide defense at all.
Who said I was playing defense? Oh, wait, guess I've got false leaders down.
Yeah, you do have that. You've got your dual alignment enhancement there.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and grab Noah.
Not that guy again.
And we'll top deck the rest in... Yeah, this order seems fine. And let's put down the compiler. And hopefully
He has compiled all of my sins.
Oh yeah, he's about to tell you what all you did wrong in building your
Is
deck.
he? Is he like? Is this like the Christmas theme, and he's the compiler? He's been compiling a list of whether you've been good or not. He's been
he's
checking it twice.
he's got a little bit of that Santa look going on.
He does have that white hair and beard.
Yeah, yeah, we'll go with that. I mean,
He's
like
got Christmas colors.
so do most of these
Gold,
guys, but
yellow and red. I know it's supposed to be gold, but yellow and red, those are Christmassy colors.
maybe
Throwing a
that's
little
the theme of my
splash.
deck. Every card has a Santa looking guy on it.
Uh,
Even Confusion of
and
Mind, see that?
Noah's the drunk Santa.
Exactly.
Just for everyone out there.
Keep Ham away. Just
I'm gonna play that unreleased ultra rare Scott Calvin card.
um, I think the play here is
Do it.
just to go out with Mr. Noah. I will not shuffle a card, but I will
Are
convert
you,
him to Meek, and I will not banish him. What you got?
technically, you can't banish him afterwards anyway. He'd be prevented.
What?
Oh well. I mean, you wouldn't get the benefit of Shim's protection if you did have him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I banned
Uh,
to Meek Shem
yeah.
or the old Shem with Noah's wife out. That works.
Mm-hmm. I don't really like any of these options.
Christian Murder wasn't one of your dominants.
No, unfortunately, that would have been nice. I guess I'm going to give up the hand licking.
Good job, Noah. All right, let's put down Majestic Heavens.
Kind of a waste of his prevent ability there.
That's right. Now he's Meek and all the colors. Does a lot of cool things. Plus, I got Jehoshaphat in the top
Yeah,
3 or whatever. So maybe I'll come back around.
I'll go ahead and tell you that I opened with no evil character. That's why I shuffled some. Otherwise, I would have just kept the opening hand because it was pretty good.
Mm.
Shuffled some and still didn't get an evil character.
Well, maybe you can draw one now. I'll go ahead and pass.
I'm just gonna wander to your darkness.
Makes sense. Oh wait, no. Wander's negated. Haha.
Oh yeah. And Lawless is negated too. Thanks.
Yeah, first
Mm.
turn Akeem is still good. And just for clarification for anyone who might be confused, darkness does not trigger when you uh, exchange to it with Wander.
Okay, yeah. There's that too, I guess. It's by opponent's special ability.
Right. Well, and it's not being put in play, I guess, because it was already in play.
Mm. Just rain on the parade here.
Yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm. What to do? What to do? I'll play Noah's wife.
Oh, speaking of Noah's wife, speaking of playing Flood Survivors and not having to have a very large offense.
Yeah. Go figure. Go figure.
I think that was before I hit the record button, though, so people are probably confused.
We'll go ahead and hit here. I'm pretty sure that I help you confuse people every time that I'm on. We'll go ahead and grab that. We'll corrupt it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Guess I'll trigger my false leaders here. We'll play my Balaam's Prophecy for my discard pile. And, oh, Joshua's right there. He's so close, guys.
So close.
Um,
Too bad he's not a star card, right?
that is very much too bad. That's right. We'll get him closer. Let's take the Jehoshaphat. Let's slide him into a safe second from the top.
Okay.
And I don't know that I really need that 6 bull. Let's just put David up there.
All right. Well, when you get done, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of your false leaders. I don't know why I didn't do that before. I meant to
Ouch.
on the come back around before I started searching.
Oops,
But you
I just
started
put him on
talking
my
about
deck.
darkness soul not triggering and got me sidetracked.
Ah, my bad. I mean, that was
You're good.
intentional.
All right, we're gonna go here, and
I
we'll
think
go
you're
at-
just lucky I didn't have Joshua on the table,
yeah.
because I think I would have drawn 5 there. No, I would have drawn all those cards. That would have been a draw 6. Well, draw 5 and take 1 with prophecy.
Mm-hmm. Which fortress to grab? Mm-hmm. I guess I'm going to grab. Ark of Salvation. And then I'm going right back in, so I'm just going to leave that.
All right.
I'm going to play this here.
Mm-hmm.
Go and take familiar face.
Let me guess. Oh, okay. I didn't get to guess. That's all right.
Oh, sorry. Well, can you guess what I'm about to play now?
Uh, um, Not sure actually. Shem?
Oh, okay. Delivered.
Okay, that works, I guess.
And then I will do Endless Treasures. It's going to be underdecked, and then
That's gotta be negated
will be shuffled.
by a key.
Oh, I forgot your. Okay, that's
You're
fair.
you're coming up with Noah sneaky and set aside, but
Yeah. This is why you don't let yourself get rusty.
it's what the Grand Prix is for.
All right. Let's go and grab something here.
I guess technically, see, Endless Treasures would still be active.
Okay.
It just, yeah,
It's not doing anything.
right.
Um. Mm-hmm.
Too many options.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No, it's
I
not
like
great either, though. With only 3 cards in hand.
Well, I mean, you have an animal to discard, so you get to draw and play, assuming he's not prevented.
All right, so Noah going in. I will convert, and I'm also going to shuffle your Confusion of Mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not prevented, obviously, because of Noah's wife.
Yep.
Which unfortunately works for your Noah as well.
That's true.
Did you not know that before I pointed it out? I'm sure you knew.
uh,
It's all
might have figured it out
calculated.
eventually. Just didn't think about it. Well, you took out my one evil character, so let's go ahead and give you that darkness.
I wasted my my convert.
I'm sure you got ways to bounce him.
Hmm. I'll pass the turn.
Alrighty. Oh boy. No point using that one. Okay. So. Oh, that's right. Oh man. Shuffled my confusion of mind, and so my Joshua was not there. So sad.
There was a point of shuffling something.
Alright. Well, let's just start out by.
You were about to get David with reserve access as well.
Right. Yes, that I was. Hmm. Got a serpent. Alright, let's go ahead and let's put down Meek Matan. And
Here comes the impartial play. Impartial play on my 3 cards in hand.
hey, maybe. Thinking about it. I think instead what we might do is negate characters. Oh, it's actually kind of tough. I might actually just do it. I think I'm going to.
Are you about to go into battle?
I am about to go into battle.
Okay.
Is there something you would like to do first?
Nope. Not at all.
All right. Actually, no, it probably makes sense to
Just it's odd to see Postexilics
put.
not do stuff in like prep phase, like a lot of stuff.
I know, right?
You're playing it very basic tonight. Keep it close to the vest.
All right, fine. I'll do something. I'll put this Exiles into Majestic Heavens with no Joshua out. Crazy, I know. We can use this False Leaders as a token because he's not coming back.
Have you tested out using false leaders with lost anointing anytime in the past, like relevant past?
Um,
I feel
Not
like with all
really.
the offenses, like you might could like cycle that in to take out like just about everybody's got a version of David. Everybody's got a version of or got a copy of Noah or Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can just like if they have hand advantage, you can just keep every time they search, boom, pop somebody, pop somebody.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Could be good. It's just like you have to kind of rely on them being successful in battle. But I suppose if you put Lost
Or
Anointing in reserve.
your version being successful and then you discard their version.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Seems alright.
That's
Um,
that's that's what I was meaning by like the multiple copies of David and things.
sure, yeah. Hmm. Try it out. Might be better than the other card I kind of just popped into the reserve for playing on uh, False Leaders, which honestly I don't think I can even get to any other way. So now I've got a Sorrow of Mary in there that just doesn't do anything. My thought with that was like if they like search for a good card, then I just play Sorrow of Mary and I can underdeck it. It's like You obviously wanted that. Now you can't have it.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go in with Noah. And before I play this Feast of Booths, I'm gonna actually. Sorry, I've just been distracted. So I top decked Impartial Judgment with Majestic Heavens. I'm gonna play Awesome Things to play an enhancement on my Meek Hero in battle, which is gonna be Feast of Booths, which is going to banish my False Leaders and these two from my discard pile to draw 3. I'll trigger my Covet.
Not the Covet.
Yeah, I'm coming for your souls. And seeing what else you got going on in here. Okay, so it's not like definitely not Flood Survivors. I mean, you've got a few.
So after your Covet goes off. Oh, that's okay. Never mind.
Let's grab this Forsaken. Alright, and then use Feast of Booths to play Jordan Interrupted for my reserve.
You gotta love how it just layers itself. Draw 3, draw 3 more, and then play the Impartial Judgment you drew 6 cards ago.
So then we'll play the Impartial Judgment, negate Esau, and yeah, got 3 Meek Heroes, just in case.
Okay, so you want me to discard an evil card?
You got any?
You can get this.
Hey, it's a good one.
Yeah, I was hoping to pair it with the Serpent for like an auto. Like if I play that negate, then you'd have to have something cannot be prevented to get through, come out there and just die and give you the soul, but paralyze.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I think I do actually get to see the rest of your hand, though, if you didn't actually have 3.
It's the Lord provides and Son of God.
Cool.
All right, we'll attempt to paralyze you for a limit of 6. Paralyzing your Akeem. That would turn him off, right? They don't get their ability when they're paralyzed.
He keeps his ability when he's paralyzed. You just can't enter battle.
Okay, well, let me do Zechariah then.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, your initiative.
And I die.
Cool.
I guess just to make it easy here, we'll get rid of this token. You can have it.
Sure. Okay. Let's turn that over. And I guess it kind of makes sense just in case to maybe it doesn't, knowing what you've got in your deck now.
You don't know what's in here.
I mean,
It's not like
I don't really feel like I do, but
boards.
not like it's what?
I said it's not like the deck list is on the boards.
Is it? Oh.
This is the Grace Like a Flood deck list.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I suppose I probably could have figured that out based on seeing Throne of Grace in there, but well, glad it's getting some viewership. But you can go ahead.
All right. All right, let me. You don't have anything stopping searches. We got rid of your false leaders. You don't have anything else, right?
Not at the moment. Just Akeem negating neutrals.
Yeah. He's annoying. All right, I'm gonna use Covenant with Noah to go and grab somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll actually grab him.
Yep.
Go ahead and
Check
put him down.
Banish, capture, and discard.
Yeah. He's also got a pretty useful star ability because he helps you get to Noah too.
Sure.
We will play Wages.
It's back.
It is back. And I'm debating deck or reserve. Let's see. Obviously, we'll get deck. I got at least something in here I can grab.
So did you post the deck list at 54 on the boards? Or have you been tweaking it a
I
little
think
bit?
so because it was at 57, and I was playing it comfortably at 57, but then I wanted to try to get it down to 50 or 51 with Hopper.
Gotcha.
Hopper came out, and then it's at 54 because I didn't want to lose any of the little like combo plays in it for like blocks and things.
Sure.
So it was impossible to cut it down. So then I didn't go back and edit it and push it back up to the 57 that I had settled on beforehand.
Right.
So you're getting the like in between version to the bottom of the deck. So
The version that John comments go to 57 on.
yeah, like you idiot, play 57. I'll go ahead and make Woes evil.
Seems good.
Obviously, target your negate fella over there.
Not Akeem.
And now I guess I just use my endless treasures from right here.
There you go. Just had to sit there for for a turn.
Who do I want to go get? I'll get the one from the deck because it thins the deck out. Okay, so it's going to underdeck and
Carcasses. That's a good one.
draw 1, 2. Hey, look at there. That's pretty good.
You want me to look?
No, but I'll show you.
That does seem pretty good.
All right.
So, are you still running Royal Priesthood in there then for Solomon's Temple?
No.
Oh, okay.
Solomon's Temple's there just because I could have gone and gotten, and I probably should have thought about it, but like Golden Calf, it gives another spot so you can actually have Book of the Covenant
Right.
with 2 covenants. You can have Covenant with Noah or something over on Ark of Salvation,
Yep.
or Book of the Law on Solomon's Temple, and then Golden Calf. Just so you can have multiple artifacts.
Yeah. Seems good. Make
Right,
him
so-
make people decide their Chronicles of the Kings, whether they need it to be good or evil.
Yeah.
Make people play Destruction again.
No use holding this guy here.
Seems pretty good. So once your Noah's converted, then just get a band to him, and it's pretty safe band.
Yeah. I mean, if you have something in the deck that can win a battle.
Right. Well, I mean, 20, 21 is pretty decent numbers.
I guess this is what I'm gonna do. Go here, and then take my Genesis enhancement. I wish it was offering your son. That would be nice.
I wish I could say I was sorry. It's nice that you can get evil Genesis enhancements though too. Works well with your
Or dual
animals
brigade.
or duels. Yeah.
Yeah. Dual brigade so that if I had Throne of Grace out here, it would only see the good side, so
Sure. Yeah.
we'll ban 2 Noah.
All right. Well, Oh, yes, the band is negated by Forsaken, which actually does sort of matter because
Uh,
now I can't just give you the exiles like
I
I was hoping to.
didn't realize you had stuck Forsaken over there.
Oh, yeah, I stole it
I
from
guess
you.
it came out with all your draw. Oh, you stole it from me with the covet.
Yep,
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize the target. Okay.
that's right. Well, I kind of wish that I could just give you the exiles so I could use Majestic Heavens again. So that actually kind of works out poorly for me. But I'll give you Forsaken.
Cool. I think that's gonna do it for my turn. It's on you.
Alrighty.
No ways to bounce. You need no ways to bounce.
Here's a hopper for you. Actually, I suppose I'm going to do this star ability first. Let's look at your hand.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Fun,
Found a
isn't
few
it?
evil cards. You get a good card or
Yeah.
discard a hero. Discard a human. Get Dex card, set aside a hero. Alrighty. Gate up to X cards. That's going to be a lot. Alright, let's... Reveal to others, none. Now we can give you this hopper. Now what do we do with that information?
You push Noah into battle.
Just straight up by himself.
Meek and all.
I think what probably makes the most sense is to start out with this one. Let's put up Endless Treasures. Send that to the bottom. Activate Flying Scroll. And banish it to take Mr. Jonah.
You can't. He's protected from Mark.
What? Oh, that's right. Alright,
But I do appreciate the search there, though.
yeah, I'll take your Stubborn Heifer, that's fine too.
Okay.
Um,
What's the wording on
I'll
heifers?
draw 2 cards.
You control. Okay. All right, so you'll draw 2 cards.
Happen to draw a Distressed here.
Oh,
Pretty good
nice.
timing.
Too bad I can't interject my son of God there.
Yeah. I mean, you still can, I suppose, now, but just...
Jonah wouldn't trigger.
Right. Um... Okay. I'll play a Solomon's Temple.
Zerubbabel.
Zerubbabel's Temple. Whatever it is.
It's a temple.
Yeah, that one temple. I'm gonna put down a Divining Damsel. And let's play Vain Vision. I'll look at my top 6. That's kind of what I wanted to see.
When you can take 1, right?
Yep.
Or no. Oh, yeah. See the profit.
So, I will take that 1 card. And top deck and or underdeck the rest. So let's put... it doesn't really matter. I'm probably gonna... I'll just leave them on top here, yeah. Then I will play Emmaus Road and search for Solomon's Dream.
No.
Oops, that's gonna shuffle, but I guess I'll go ahead and play Solomon's Dream.
No, all of this with my Jonah. And I was considering getting, instead of Jonah, getting my negate neutrals. Not that,
Sure.
would have would have done much until you tried to do your endless treasures. But in
Right.
retrospect, I should have done that.
Yeah.
You would
Uh,
have been, you probably would have been puzzled. But I also have Akeem the compiler in here instead of Enosh, just in the off chance that I want to attack with him after using Reverence and all and banishing cards.
could see that.
Just figure like I'm never going to go into battle with Enosh and probably not him either, but
Right.
at least there's the added benefit there.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and play the first sacrifice to underdeck that fish in your hand.
Not my fish. Put it here, send to bottom of deck.
And then for my next trick,
A rabbit from a hat.
I will. Um,
I guess in retrospect, I should probably go back to Enosh because I could have pulled him when I got Covenant with Noah when I went to Enosh.
oh,
Or
sure.
I'm sorry, Enoch. I could have went to him, and you lose that ability with running the rogue Akeem.
Right. Yeah, plus the star ability on Enosh is pretty good. It's just straight up take a blue card from discard pile.
Yeah, but I got my offering your son back.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so I'll go with David, Bantu, Jehoshaphat. We're gonna bounce Zechariah here.
No, it's not a
And
lot.
Bantu, the Strong Angel.
Now, why would you end it with the strong angel? Why would you do that?
I don't know. He seemed good. Just kind of a little excitement, you know?
Mm-hmm. Your numbers are big,
Very large.
and I know you had one of the bowls of wrath, so possibly be able to play it if you have it in your hand.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose we could put it all on the line here and play those two before you block. To
Oh, nice. That's cool.
yeah, so I'll take those
Pick your
two.
poisons there. Okay. And now just in the gamesmanship of tournament format here. Dominish.
Sure.
Okay, I'll take one too. Make your distressed.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do lose, it'll be 5-3. Um, yeah, I should have just came on in and did this. So I can take an animal or Edomite from deck. You don't have anything punishing searches,
Nope.
right?
I do not.
Okay. I'll go and get the old Firefoxes.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'll
Yeah.
trigger my Strong Angel.
Okay.
And let's play that one. You must top deck and or underdeck 3 evil cards from hand. It's kind of like the wannabe impartial judgment.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's gonna be it. 'Cause I only have 3, so I wouldn't have anything to play.
Right.
While you were thinking about it, and I gave you all that time, I should have just came in here, boom, and negated your Jehoshaphat, the bounce, and then you wouldn't have been able to play your 2 free ones. But you would have had the play
Well,
off of string either way. So
right. Yeah.
that's kind of why I toyed with it for a second before doing it. So
Hmm. Yeah,
that would
because
be
you don't get
your
the play with Esau without an animal to discard.
so I would be off of third seal here. I would be up deck and or under deck these 3, which would only leave me this.
Lord provides.
He doesn't provide a
he,
defense. Apparently.
he did not provide for your defense.
So,
That's
but
funny.
also, in retrospect. Solomon's Temple thing without offering your son kind of was pointless. 'Cause I never got to Book of the Law or Book of the Covenant.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's didn't really have any other use for Corrupted Temple, and it just kind of gave your like, I mean, thin your deck a little bit, I guess.
yeah, so maybe if I did get to 50, that would be something to cut. But
That's
if I
true.
had
Yeah.
gotten if I had gotten down what you call it Throne of Grace,
Mm-hmm.
single brigade enhancement, Firefox's single brigade enhancement. There's Leviathan, Behemoth, and I didn't touch the reserve at all. There's 10 cards left. So, I
Yeah.
also I also miss I didn't misplay because you ended up negating the ban, but something that I always forget is when Noah comes in, you get to top deck.
Oh, right.
Miss his card from reserve. And I also have Jeshua in here, your favorite guy.
You have Joshua and Rue.
Draw. Yeah, well, I couldn't quite fit that guy.
Oh, he
But
could be up to 57.
yeah, so I, I think it was okay. I got hurt by not having offering your son to kind of cycle through the artifacts in there.
Right. Yeah.
One of the big pulls for Genesis is the fact that they can get to those quickly.
Yep. And first turn, Akeem and false leaders that you had to deal with.
Yeah,
It's
all those
pretty tough.
shenanigans. But I have so with Enoch, you have these other two providing protection. That's why I don't use the a royal priesthood anymore. So Mary works,
Right.
and then
Okay.
I'm never controlling a good enhancement. Like even if you play a battle winner on him, and I can negate it by pitching a card for the Throne of Grace,
Mm-hmm.
and I still don't control a good enhancement. So he's still protected by Mary. Usually you lose the protection as soon as you play a card.
Right.
So by doing that, you avoid controlling a good enhancement.
So I guess other
That
than um, Noah's prevent, what do you have for like chump blocks, like Firefoxes and stuff? DOU.
just just the prevent for the most part.
Okay.
But assuming that like 90% of the time you're trying to go out with Noah with the active prevent.
Yeah.
So
I'm assuming you've got like Oath of Purity in reserve or something like that.
I do not actually.
Oh, okay. Just Book of the Law.
Yeah. Uh, I did have it, I think, in the 57 version, but then I shifted some things around because like
Gotcha.
have this in reserve because I like the versatility just to have another negate that's ongoing and it can't be interrupted. So
Yep.
like the only way to stop it is to like remove the target, like bounce or something.
Yep.
Um, and then I never got that card out because I didn't have the way to get Book of the Covenant
Hmm.
for any type of speed.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe had I gone instead of doing endless treasures to carcasses that I never used, if I had gone and gotten golden calf, maybe that helps a little bit because it would have negated your Akeem, and then I wouldn't have had to play three woes. But again, that's what happens when you're rusty and you haven't played much.
Right. Well, let's see. You would have had to woes Akeem first
Oh
still.
yeah.
So you played it right,
Oh
I
okay.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good game. Glad we got to see this what's it called? Grace like a flood. Is that
Yeah.
I
Maybe a
like it.
better title than a deck, but who knows?
um I think it's got some I mean obviously I didn't block it the entire game, but I don't know that I would have blocked anything.
Yeah.
um
Seem to be running pretty light on the defense. I'm guessing the rest of your defense is maybe Deceiver, Lying Prophet, and Profane Daughters or something like that. Two of the three.
that was close.
Oh, you had
Let's see.
Serpent.
Yeah, I think
Oh, Pagan Sailors. Dude, does everybody put Pagan Sailors in thinking, oh, the one time maybe I'll be able to hit like Endless Treasures turned over, hit Flying Scroll and take their character, and then it never happens?
hey, I mean it could work. could work.
It could, but nobody ever even tries it because you're like, it's gonna get negated. Why even try it?
Yeah, so kind of the reason that he ended up in here is that, for one, he can be um, like multiple brigades. So back when I was running DOU, I could put him down as like pale green for that or gray for unsuccessful. But was in there instead of like profane daughters or something because I could make him a Persian for Haggai in case someone takes out my Zerubbabel's temple. Of course, without Joida now in rotation, like having Zerubbabel's temple isn't quite as important. It's not like part of the combo necessarily. Um,
Yeah,
and I also am not running book in this version, so I guess like it's not quite as vulnerable there.
yeah.
Um,
Book of the Covenant's one of those that's kind of it's like you still include it just because of how good it can be, but then when it doesn't work, you're just like, oh, I hate that
yeah,
card.
yeah. When you draw it first turn, and you're just like, oh, this feels so bad. But
Yeah,
yeah, now I'm just like now my only covenant in reserve now is Oath of Purity, which is just like I can grab it with Exiles if I draw it later, or I can top deck it with Zerubbabel's Temple. Um, I even took out Feast of Trumpets, so it's I don't know, just kind of a few things that I wanted to try out for kind of a rotation version that was a little bit different than um, what I kind of initially did, which was just take out the classic cards and replace them with rotation cards that do kind of have a similar function. But no, I was actually putting time into figuring out how to adjust it for the meta instead of just adjusting it for rotation.
yeah. I think
But,
um, I think with Pagan Sailors, just because it gets negated a lot of times, uh, in the slot where most of the time you would throw him in, I started doing either the Persian Horseman just for the versatility to get rid of an artifact or something,
mm-hmm.
um, and the chances that both are going to get negated. But then like Conjurers is also pretty good because if they're not preventing it, it's what cannot be interrupted.
Yep.
I think that's right if I remember right, and
Yep.
it can grab Confusion because it can grab Pilgrim, it can grab Death of Unrighteous, and even if they use Angel of the Lord on it or something, you still have the enhancement. They can't make you put it back.
Right.
But at least you have the resource, and the resource can't be taken away from you.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I
I
think
guess
Pagan
technically
Sailor's
they can still
probably.
impartial judgment you, but
They can always do that.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I think in the mirror match, it just comes down to whoever either gets their confusion of mind first or whoever goes first, which is
yeah,
usually.
or if you can paralyze for 6 turns and actually get it to stick.
Yeah. Well.
It stuck for a turn, and I was feeling good about it, but then you got Jehoshaphat out.
Right. Yeah. I had him in my hand when I went in, so I was like, all right. Yeah. I can feel pretty okay attacking into the serpent. Um, yeah. Otherwise, I might have tried to do something different or bait out the Esau block if you were, you know, actually had something to play.
Yeah, you took away my heifer to get rid of the draw two and play,
Right.
and I would have enjoyed having that at that moment.
Yep. Yeah, I was kind of going back and forth between Jonah and Heifer, and I was like, oh well, Jonah seems better because he'd probably have more damage in the long run, and then I would just play three woes either on Esau, um, or I would have played three woes on Esau before attacking, um, but then
Yeah,
I was like, oh well, if I didn't draw distress, then I can just play three woes on Jonah instead. So
still haven't pulled it off in a game either. Just in like testing or whatever, like where I'll like just throw another deck on the other side and kind of do the opening hand.
mm.
But like Fiery Serpents with the Stubborn Heifer out is pretty fun.
Yep.
And then
Or just fiery serpents with stolen blessing or like anthropophobia or something.
and all that's in here,
Yeah.
all the negates that back him up.
Yeah.
And then if they negate him. What was it that Derek asked the other day on Discord? It was
Yeah.
like
So if you
if you
negate,
play it down and then they negate him, you get the card back, or you
hmm
can play the card to negate it. I don't know. It was like, okay, if you ever pulled that off, like that's tilting someone.
yep.
The average person is tilting on that one.
Yeah, so if you block with Fiery Serpents, discard Stolen Blessing, they negate it in Special Initiative, you get Stolen Blessing back, so then you get Initiative and play Stolen Blessing to negate their negate, and then you're withdrawing them again.
And yeah,
And,
so you get the double use out of Stolen Blessing.
right.
But if you're also using Throne of Grace, you also get the extra versatility of. That's what I really like about Throne of Grace is you can take a card like the Dove Returns, which is kind of cool because it can snipe an evil character,
Mm-hmm.
or pretty much anything that's over there.
Yep.
Um, it doesn't negate it, but it gets rid of it, and then it's one of those cards that's always in flood decks, or a lot of people put it in there just because it's thematic, but it's not always the best enhancement because it's kind of limited. Like they've got to have something that's hurting you that to make it useful.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
if you add the versatility of being able to turn it into a negate for Noah that works through his prevent,
True. Yeah,
I
because
just
it doesn't win you the battle, on its own, but yeah, with Throne of Grace, then it's got some
yeah.
potential there.
So maybe there's a better version of this that has some kind of like band
Mm-hmm.
that ends in Noah. That way you're preventing and still able to use a lot of these enhancements to toss.
Sure. Yeah, then I guess you're kind of vulnerable to like scattered and the like. So I guess you gotta figure out something for that. I guess
Well,
Mary,
then you're
yeah,
throwing Goshen with that too.
sure, yeah, and
If
yeah,
you started banding,
mm-hmm,
I mean, you could use Goshen now, but like, mm, there's no specific reason you would just to make it more difficult on the opponent.
yeah. It's like not
And
necessarily needed. 'Cause
yeah,
we got layers upon layers already.
but if you start banding, and then you need to get rid of those cannot be negated cards.
Mm-hmm.
At least not reap the whirlwind still goes through, but the other two usually get tossed.
Right. Unless I block you with foreign wives, haha.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's another win for Jaden on the channel here. At some point, you're gonna have to lose just for the humility factor, man.
I
You're
know. I
gonna.
gotta do it once in a while. Once in a while, I post one of the games I lose. Like usually, I just delete them right away. But once in a while, I post them just. To
My favorite thing was the first time I was on, and I played you with the Ruth contender deck, and
hmm
it was like a 20-minute game. You were like, okay, that was so bad that I can't put that out there by itself. We got to play another one. And then you completely obliterated me the second one.
Well,
But even
I've
me
I've
and
done
Luke,
that before when it went the other way though. Where I was just like, wow, that was like I'm pretty sure I did that to Chad, where I was like, you know, this game was kind of terrible because like either I soul routed him or like just got the perfect draw, and like it kind of shows the deck well, I guess, but you kind of want to see some interactions, I guess. So
yeah,
it's definitely both ways, but I mean, I guess that one specifically was like Derek would be kind of mad if I like show off his contender deck by uh, you know a really bad game.
yeah, and it all comes down, especially like Lackey. It's not always, and I mean, I'd say it's probably more times than not, it's the better deck winning. But a lot of times it's like, who gets that weird Lackey draw where you're like, Souls and Dominance to start. I started my hand out. Two of the cards that I shuffled were, two of them were Dominance. And I shuffled three. And you saw that I ended still with like, it was like two or three when you looked at my hand.
Yep. Yeah, what
Uh,
Chronicles, Son of God, and Angel of the Lord. Now, what
yeah,
two did you shuffle?
I shuffled Second Coming and maybe Grapes.
Hmm. Sure.
I don't know, but it was ones that were going to be very situational to be worthwhile there instead of like another card.
Right.
just because you get them so early. Like everybody wants their dominance early. You don't want them that early.
Hmm.
You don't want like I think what was it that makes it what five in the opening hand,
Yeah, that's
and one wasn't Son of God. It was Second Coming. So I'm not gonna waste that right away. And
right.
then it was grapes and the grapes and the Second Coming is what I shuffled away, and I ended up having what Angel of the Lord left and
Angel of the Lord and Chronicles, and then
Chronicle.
Son of God at some point.
Yeah, but I got woes somewhere in there. I don't know if I had it from the beginning, but I doubt it since
I
I
think
didn't
you, yeah, I think
run
you
through
drew
all eight.
woes on your second turn.
Oh, maybe it was four and not five, but still,
Hmm.
half your opening hand
Yeah,
after you get into a few souls or dominance.
right. It's like it's either you just got to draw them like in the first half of the game, but not in your opening hand.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun on the Lackey Grand Prix tournament. By the way, if you haven't signed up, sign up. Oh well, maybe not sign up. Maybe it's closed.
I
Anyway,
think you still can.
that's gonna be fun, and I can't wait for like just the amount of like crazy decks that people are gonna play because it Lackey has this kind of weird ability to make people play things that they wouldn't normally play. Like you wouldn't put this together in real life. You wouldn't like slot these cards into a real deck and show up at a tournament. But you're on Lackey, you're like, yeah, whatever, let's try it.
Yep, and you get to use a different deck each round if you want to. So you
I'm just
can.
gonna whatever you played last round, I'm gonna play that round. So I'll be a round behind you. So maybe I'll go 3-1.
Uh-huh. Yep. You just gotta
Uh,
play me in the first game, and then then after then you'll like probably be more likely to play the people I play, right? Yeah. Afterwards.
yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up here. Like John said, sign up for the Lackey Grand Prix. I think there's like 14-ish people as of like 2 days before the release of this video. So it's gonna be
If
pretty
Jay
sweet.
if Jay tells you it's closed, tell him your friends at J and J Squared sent you.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Jay. He's running the thing, but I mean, who can say no to more players, right? I feel like that's more participation is always better. Um, Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the game, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks again, John.
Yep. Thanks for having me.